Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In this video today I'm going to be going into detail about the refining system in Star Citizen after you've mined some raw materials on the various moons across the Stanton system. Now, refining was introduced to expand on the mining gameplay loop in Star Citizen, adding an additional step to players if they wanted to increase their profitability and increase that loop. As a player who is mining, you're given two respective choices with your materials. And those choices are, do you want to sell your materials raw and gain a quick profit? Or are you willing to spend a bit of money, wait a little while to essentially double your overall profits? Of course, that would then increase your risk factor. But once you've mined the materials, I would advise that you go to one of the various stations across the universe that have a mining deck. Currently, as of this recording, the stations are as followed. So you have the Ambitious Dream station at the CRUL1, the Faithful Dream station at HURL2, the Green Glade station at HURL1, the Shallow Frontier station at MIC L1, and the Wide Forest station at ARC L1. Now, once you are at one of these locations, you will need to take the elevators near the habitation area to travel to the refining deck. It's one of three options in that elevator. Once you arrive at the refining deck, then you'll be in a location where essentially everything that you'll ever need when it comes to mining and refining in Star Citizen is there. They have a shop completely dedicated to equipment for both you as the player and your ship. It's essentially the one-stop shop for mining consumables, FPS mining gear, and ship mining heads as well. The refinery decks are also where you will find the trading and refinery consoles in order to sell or refine your raw materials. Like I said, if you're looking for instant profit and don't want to wait, you can just sell your raw materials at these consoles, select your ship, and sell the materials there and then for that quick turnaround profit. If you do want to refine your materials, you'll need to go to this console here. Again, you'll need to locate your ship and select which materials you want to include in this refinement job. Once you have selected which materials you want for the job, you'll be presented with 5 different refining methods, each with their own pros and cons, and here are some of the details for each refining method. Each method has an impact on the following 3 metrics: the cost, the time, and the yield. The cost being the amount of money it will cost for you to complete that refining job. Time is the amount of time the job will actually take to complete. And the yield is the amount of refined material you'll have at the end of the job. So for example, I could have the fastest job with the lowest yields at a moderate price. Or I could have the slowest job at a low cost and at a high yield, thus improving my profitability over time. Now, the 5 different methods all have different pros and cons going into them, so I will go through all of them now. The first method is the Chromatic method. With the Chromatic method, you are looking at a low yield, it's a fast job, but it's at a medium cost. With the Pyrometric Chromalysis, you're looking at a high yield, slow job duration, but at a very high cost. The Gaskin process. This is a medium yield, a job duration that is fast, and a high cost. The electrostarolysis, which is a medium yield, medium job duration, and at a medium cost. And then finally, the Dinex solventation. High yield, very slow job, and a very low cost. All in all, my preferred method is the Dinex solventation personally, as you will get the highest yield at the lowest cost. All that really you have to do is just wait a longer time, which is not a problem if you want to just go back out and start mining again. Once the job has completed, you will need to return to the refinery station at a refinery deck. There, it will ask you which ship you want your materials to go in order to be transported, and this is where the added risk factor comes into play. Remember that you will not be able to sell the refined materials at your current station, so you will need to transport it to another location. For me personally, I prefer to go to a main city such as Microtech, as I can sell it all in one go, whereas others may prefer to travel to different locations to increase their overall profits. There is something to think about when you consider the time value aspect I've mentioned before. Do you feel that it is worth your time to wait for materials to be refined in order to transport them? You know, with that you have an increased risk of a 30k error, you have an increased risk of griefers or pirates, or you have an increased risk of just crashing in order to double your profits. Now, if you're fine with those risks, then that's absolutely fine. Start refining. You'll get a better profit over time. you know, it adds that extra loop and elongates that gameplay. But if you're not willing to take that risk on, or perhaps you don't have a ship to be able to transport that amount of goods, then just sell the materials at the refining deck and then just go back out and start mining again. And that's it for refining gameplay. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it and at least learned something. If it did help you, then please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also find me live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But for now, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.